Good evening. Good evening. Hopefully everyone has finished their meal. If not, you can keep eating. But we are going to have our speakers speak with us, and my pleasure to introduce them tonight, Mike and Safa Cloud. And Mike and Safa have been associated with our church for many years, since before we came. And in fact, I think Mike goes back even further, way back. I don't know if you brought any pictures of you back those days, but he's been associated with the church for a long time. So anyway, they've got a great ministry. I have to make sure I get their group right. They work with enabling families globally. And you'll see it's a very unique ministry. It's probably different than any of our other missionaries that we support. But it's great to have you here this evening, and I'll turn it over to you, and tell us about what's been going on in your field.
Thank you, Lou. So I'm Mike Cloud, and Sunday marked off one thing on my bucket list, and that was that I would outlast Pastor Bruce. We both came here in 1984. He started working with senior high students, and I worked with junior high. Then I was asked to go to a full-time youth ministry in Arlington. Of course, Bruce became the pastor, and I was always hoping that I could outlast that dude. So this is my lovely wife, Safa.
Hello, my name is Safa Cloud, and I come from Egypt. I've been away from Egypt from '88. So I went to Spain for 7 years. That's where I met Mike. And we went to Morocco for 16 years after that, and we came here. But we'll talk more about Morocco and Egypt, and give it to Mike.
Okay, just to give you a little background, John's going to play our first video about some of our history.
قالوا لي كاين ليشيل، جبتو لسونطر ليشيل. عرفت هذا السونطر من عند الجاره ديالي، هي اللي وراتني فين جا.
واحد السيده ساكنه حدانا، هي اللي قالت لي راني كندير ترويض لبنتي، عافين وعافين.
Mission was founded by Brother Mike and his wife, Safa. They worked hard with love to establish this center and to make it what it is now.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Safa Cloud.
In the late 1980s, as single missionaries, Safa and I both decided to move to the country of
Spain, and we fell in love
and decided to get married.
in Egypt, my wonderful country.
And what to do next? We decided to move 8 miles south of Spain to the country of
Morocco. We lived in Morocco for 16 years.
16 wonderful years.
We had the joy of working with young Moroccan believers.
And as we worked with the underground church, we had to be mindful of the believers' fear of the police and authorities, since we were in a country of 99% Muslims. So we had to move to different locations for houses, apartments, and even parks in the open air to have worship and Bible study.
The Lord blessed us with 4 wonderful children.
And to have permission to stay in the country, we had to do something the authorities would appreciate. So we began to start and administer children therapy centers. Due to the high incidence in Morocco of cerebral palsy, many of these children needed early intervention to make progress in their lives.
Many of the fathers left their homes because of the child disability.
But this gave us a real heartfelt way to demonstrate the love of Christ by helping these mothers and children have a safe place and have a good place for them to meet and see progress in their children's lives. During this time, we had 12 church planting groups ask us to help them start similar type centers in different parts of Morocco.
In the mountains, in the Sahara Desert, and on the coast.
And this enabled us to share many Bibles and conversations about the gospel of Christ. But in the year of 2010, we were expelled from Morocco, kicked out, put on the blacklist.
That was painful. But the good thing, God was planning many of the churches in Egypt asked us to help.
And they were asking us to help do the same thing that we done in Morocco, is reaching out to the Muslim community by showing the kindness of helping their disabled children. And we had a real joy in doing that all across the country, from Cairo to the Aswan Dam, to the Suez Canal,
To the cotton fields in Upper Egypt and 7 cities on the Nile River.
and we just want to thank you all so much for helping us. I want to fast forward 14 years. And now, during all this time, the main center in Morocco is still doing great, thanks to the pastor and his wife. And Safa and I have been able to start 12 of these therapy departments in Egypt. And we're thankful for your help, your prayers, and your financial support.
Please pray for our 4 children, Joe and his fiancée Jordan, Jane and her husband Brian, Roger and Stephen, for they know how to love the Lord from all their heart.
God bless you, each one of you, and all the church family. Goodbye.
Nishan, Nishan, ensemble redonnons l'espoir. Nishan, Nishan, ensemble allons plus loin. Nishan, Nishan, ensemble redonnons l'espoir. Nishan, Nishan, ensemble allons plus loin.
Okay. Thank you. The center in Morocco is called Nishan. Nishan means what they call a person that is straightforward, sort of a good person. And so we use that to think about the children that we're helping to help straighten their limbs and their arms and their legs, and also help them and their families have kind of a straight way to know the Lord. So that's how we came up with the name Nishan. So we were there 16 years. We were expelled at the same time. Safa had something interesting happening to her.
Another thing about, just to add with Nishan word, it's called like someone walking in the street and they want to find about the direction. They call it go Nishan, or how to go around this direction. It's also all the centers meant to be to teach the parents how to do these exercises. It's not just to come and it will be the magic change for their kids. So that's another thing we like to have the time with the parents, or the ministry. That's the main thing about our centers. So about the time for Morocco, right? Things changed for me. I was in Morocco for 15 years, and I shared with some of you about that. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and that was very hard because everything was going great around this time. And I had to go to Egypt and to have my treatment, taking all the kids. But to make the story short, you know, sometimes we go in our life seasons and we don't understand how this season is going to end or why it's happening. Or it was very hard for me to accept it. Here I am, missionary. I should have be happy with everything hard, but I have to be honest. It's hard. It's hard to go through hard time, but the Lord is good. Always tells us, "You will understand later." And it was my kids right now, when we talk about the past, they say, "Mom, that year was the best year in our life." It's because they went to school, Christian school. They were in Morocco, Muslim environment, so that was very hard. It was for them to go to school, it was MK school, to start the day with reading Bible, or teachers very passionate to their, you know, the kids talked about, so they enjoyed it. So stayed the year there, but during my year in Egypt, when I was taking my treatment, I lost my hair. We heard that we were expelled out of Morocco. So here I have my sickness, and also we don't have the work in Morocco to go back. So I had to go back with my Egyptian passport, because I could not enter Morocco, or Mike. And I had to evacuate everything in 1.5 days to get all the stuff out of the house, just to finish it, because we had a lot of things, you know, we can't leave it behind, Bibles and stuff. So yeah, that was good.
All right. So during that year, and during some of the previous years, when we would visit Egypt, people would ask us, "Hey, some of the churches, we want to reach Muslims in our neighborhood. Can you help us start the same project?" And we'd just say, "Our hands are full with Morocco." But once that time was over, we made a decision we would try to help. The very first place we helped has turned out to be our favorite place. And if John would show that short video.
In Egypt, there's a city built entirely on garbage. Just a short drive from the world's most popular tourist attraction lies a place where 14,000 tons of trash are dumped every day. Here, residents have to move mountains of garbage just to survive. With no clean water, unreliable electricity, and the constant threat of disease, life in this city is a daily battle. But sometimes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Because here, thousands of locals rely on collecting waste to support their families. And you won't believe the things they find. So, how much money do people make here? And could you survive a day in this city? We're about to find out.
There is no space, bro. You get your head cut off. Hey, where's the
So that is a small part of Cairo. You know, Cairo has 24 million people. But where the garbage city, where they recycle the garbage, we were asked to help. And that center in Garbage City is just doing great at reaching out to their Muslim neighborhood. Now, Safa being Egyptian, she would want you to know, and so I also want you to know, that's not all of Egypt. Egypt's have 24 million, probably 2 million are very wealthy people. And there are more 5-star malls in Cairo than in Dallas-Fort Worth. Each time we go, one of our nephews says, "Uncle, I want to take you to the newest mall." And so here I am in Garbage City one day, and then the next day in this incredibly fancy mall. So the majority of people would be considered middle class, at a lower level than people here. But since that time, we've been able to start different centers, and John's going to show just our last report in May. Our two main people that help us in Egypt are Safa's sister Nadia and another gal named Rhonda. And so this is Rhonda's report from May. So John, if you just slowly scroll down or go to the next screenshot. These are different cities. So each month she'll send us a report, except for the months we visit, showing us what has gone on at the center and progress with the children. A lot of the children have cerebral palsy and therefore have trouble walking and using their upper body. But we've seen many great things. We've seen hundreds of children through the years walk when they walked into the center that they couldn't walk. And the majority of parents are Muslim parents. We have a lot of men come in also with the long beards, leaders in their mosque. And in many occasions in Morocco and also Egypt, some of these men have come in, and they come in, and of course they're totally against Christianity. They've been taught since they were young, Christians are terrible people. They will only befriend you to take your money. Just they've been taught to hate Christians. And here they'll enter the center, and in a few minutes, I've seen them have tears in their eyes out of appreciation that they have these Christian women, mostly women, putting their hands on their child, their boy, their girl, and helping them better their life for the future. So that's a real blessing. Safa, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah. In Egypt, we have about 110 million people. And just in Cairo, the size of Houston is 25 million. So it's a city of 24 hours, like it's nonstop. I would hear the cars going all the time, and very busy city and very crowded. No one wanted to get out of Cairo because it's much easier to have all facilities, school, hospitals. So it's a big city, Cairo. Oh, okay. Yes, you.
Okay, I want to show you an example of our challenge. This is Fatima. You can tell because she's got lipstick on. This doll was made in Egypt. During the training, we actually once in a while make dolls so that the new women in the centers can be trained. So they'll come in. Fatima can't stand up on her own. She can't sit up on her own. But yet it's good to stand up. It's good. So we have special chairs that will help her be able to stand up and even sit up and do some work on a little table. So one of the challenges, the last 25 years, we've had a wonderful lady from Austria as our main trainer. And what she does, she's taught the traditional way for physical therapy for children with cerebral palsy would just be to lay on the doctor's table, and then they circulate their arms or their arms and their legs like this. And that's helpful. Any circulation is good to help their arms and limbs. But what Miss Heidi has taught all of our centers in Morocco and in Egypt would be to do play therapy. So instead of just doing passive therapy of moving their arms, moving their legs, that she would teach them, how to do things, to roll over the ball, to reach out for the ball, just many creative things that the child thinks they're playing instead of getting therapy, and it's even more valuable than the passive therapy. So even though all of our trained people know this and agree with it, sometimes we'll walk into the center and there'll be one of the girls just doing passive therapy. Now, why do you think that would be? It's easier. Some of the mothers actually think, do the real therapy, because when I went to the doctor and had to pay a lot of money, the doctor did this. So I want y'all to do that. And we have to teach them how the play therapy is more valuable. And the passive therapy, they can be thinking, what am I going to cook for supper tonight? They can turn their brain off and just move their arms and legs. And the creative active therapy takes more energy, it takes more creativity to do what. And to me, also, I use it while I'm there and just in my own life, thinking how easy it is for us to be passive Christians and just kind of go through the motions or just go to church. But, maybe let the team do our spiritual therapy. But when we get creative and thinking, well, how can we do things that God wants us to do? How can we share the gospel? How can we stand up for Christ? Then we're becoming more active therapy. So one of the other strategies that we use, is Pastor Bill here? Pastor Bill, could you come up? In our world today with our ex-president, our current president, they're always talking about cognitive tests. So don't y'all think it would be good for Pastor Bill to have a little cognitive test? Okay. So Bill, stand over here a little bit so they can see you well. We're going to do 3 tests, okay? If you pass all 3, you're good to go. If you pass 2, you might just need a little help. If you only pass 1, the church might have to reconsider something. Okay. So, do you like colors? So here's what we do.
Are those different colors?
You're gonna be. Yeah, that's a good question. You're gonna be like a 10-year-old child. Would that be hard for you to act like?
Fine.
Okay. So what I want you to do, Bill, look at these colors. Now, I don't want you to, I know you've had some back issues, so don't throw your back out or shoulder. But when I say a color, I want you to hit it. Okay? Make some noise, okay? Red, blue, black, yellow, red, yellow, black, blue, red, purple. Okay, all right, you pass that one. Okay, here's another one. Numbers. Are you good with numbers? All right.
Well, yeah.
Let's go. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 4. Now, Bill, I notice you always use your left hand. Can you use your right hand? Or is that...
I'm identifying as I'm a left-handed 10-year-old.
Okay, but we want to exercise your right hand, too.
Okay.
So, 4, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 5. All right, good. You passed that one, too. All right, here's the number. You're doing great. You already passed 2 of them. All right.
Gonna get to keep my job?
So this one, Bill, do you remember the church phone number?
I have no idea what the church
I want you
phone number. I hit Waxahachie Bible Church.
Okay, Bill, I want you to fake it and punch out the church phone number.
Can I do my number?
Yeah, just do your number. Hit it hard now. Okay, your wife's number. Okay, your Visa secure card number.
It's maxed out.
All right.
Good work.
Bill, you passed.
Woo!
You passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's something for you.
I get something? I get a prize?
A verse from Egypt. So, how we doing on time? We have a quiz, but we're probably going to have to move into the rotunda to take the quiz, and we have a few prizes to go with it. Does anybody have any questions? We haven't shown our kids yet. So, John, could you do that? Go ahead and show current pictures of our children. There's our son Joe. They grew up in the church here. Joe works. Could you go back to that first one, John, just a second? Joe works for NASA in Florida. That's a robot he's working on to scoop dirt on the moon. And he loves his job.
Of course, they're going through some turmoil with some of these government cutbacks, and so they're all nervous about their employment. Okay, thank you, John. This is our daughter, Jane, who graduated from college and now graduated with her PA. That's her husband, Brian. And she has just started working in the oncology, the cancer department at UT Southwestern just a few weeks ago. She's really happy about that. Let's see, do you have another one, John? All right, this is our son, Roger, who was in Waxahachie Band. He's played up here with Bruce and Bruce's brother. He had a great high school. He did well in college, had 2 great internships, but he's had trouble the last year and a half. He's gone through depression and some mental health issues, and we really ask you to pray for our son, Roger. As painful it is of being expelled from a country or seeing our loved ones die, probably nothing's been more painful for us than trying to help. Roger, thank you. Okay, this is our baby Stephen. That's his graduation picture on the left, but now he's in New York City. So he likes to travel far and wide, and he's in New York City helping with a small startup there. Okay, so we might have time for a couple of questions before. Those of you interested in taking the short quiz with some prizes along with them, we'll set that up in the rotunda. But anybody want to ask any question of Safa or me? Go ahead.
One question I have is, how many children are like that?
I'm not sure the percentage. At one point in Morocco, it was about 8% of the population had a disability. For the children with cerebral palsy, they had a lot of problems with prenatal care, and a lot of Moroccans live in rural villages, and sometimes the midwives or the people delivering the babies maybe didn't do the best job, or they needed to have a C-section and they couldn't, and so the baby lost oxygen for too long, and therefore it gave them damage. In Egypt, I'm not sure. I think it's less, more like 5% have disabilities.
It seemed like there were a lot of them. That's why I wanted to know.
Now, of course, you know why you don't see a huge percentage in the United States, because we don't allow them to live. So at least we can be thankful, like in Morocco, these women go through the trials of having a child that's disabled. Most of the time their husband leaves them, and therefore they're just in for a rough life to, beg for the mercy of God. And many of them are very open to the love that the different centers offer them.
And many of them, they don't leave the house. Family in these countries, they don't have facilities of, cares, so they leave them in the house and they don't do anything with them. So that's
Yes?
How do you introduce the gospel?
Okay, that's a great question. I was going to say our main challenge physically, helping the children, is doing this active rather than passive therapy. The challenge spiritually is having the people working, being in the mindset. They're asked questions a lot. Many times they're asked, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this for our child? And we try to help them think about praying when they have a different child, and then the next child, praying for them and their mother, and then being ready to give an account of the hope that's in them, of the hope of the Lord. because we've been able to pass out Bibles, and some come on the side and say, I want a Bible, I want to talk more. But just on the day-to-day interaction, that's the challenge that we continue to, because we can sit there and show love, and that makes some impact, but not the spiritual impact that we want of them sharing why they hope and how Jesus has changed their life and how Jesus can give this family life.
Also, to add to this one, all of these women never come together in a group. Well, there is another woman. You have a lot of gathering together, the mothers with their children, and privilege one time to share the gospel because sometimes even I think all of us, when you're going through very hard time, you're more open and need something, and it's such a great opportunity. All the workers, we make sure some of them are Muslim, but we have our goal is to share with these women Christ love, and they come. Sometimes they say, "I just feel I have peace to be. I feel good to be in this group. I know it's just loving from your heart, relationship with each other. So that's one of the goals. They come, they play together, they talk together, and they know what they struggle. They share. Child in the street and people's eyes. One lady, I never forget it. She said, "I was their eyes, and I just looked at them. I said, that is God's love for me, this child. God gave me this child. I love my child." So it's really hard,
Anybody else?